There's no real good segue to bring up Raw, so we'll just
no. But well, I mean, yeah, no, well. And you know what? We'll just dive right into it. You know, it was a fun Monday Night Raw for what it was with it. I just really enjoy Bronson Reed's fine and a great part of it too, but just the idea of Heyman and Braun Breaker together just makes me happy. I don't know. I just think it's perfect. I think Breaker was born to do this. He's literally acquired the best parts of Scott and Rick and meld them together. That's why I'm scared for Scott's son, who's recently got a NIL contract. What if he's got the worst of both? Like he just hurts people and is a
he's already an athlete and looks great. So
I'm just kidding. I'm just saying because I feel like because Braun here has got the best of it. He really is. I mean, it's one of those things where this situation, as much as it sucks that he got kind of rushed into this, because clearly,
just to lay a foundation real quick before we continue on here. The only reason why we've sped up 6 months because of the Seth Rollins injury, in case anybody forgot what's going on. With Seth Rollins being hurt, they've had to scramble and move everything on really fast forward, like double speed, triple speed.
Right.
So and this is what we bring to Raw.
Yeah, no, you're right. And 6 months is if it was going to happen at Mania, like there's a chance that it was going to be like Breaker versus Roman at WrestleMania, like Spear versus Spear or whatever. And this wouldn't have happened until later. You know what I mean? Like this could have lasted a hell of a lot longer. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was going to be Breaker winning at WrestleMania or whatever. But you're right. Like no matter what was going to happen, we've had to make a move. And honestly, that's where I was kind of thinking where I was going to get into. And I'm glad you brought it up the way you did, because a lot of guys might not be able to handle this in this way. Like, you know, if you're told the future, hey, you're going to be main eventing WrestleMania in 2, 3, 5 years to, hey, we might be having you main event one of the nights this year. Like it's a lot of pressure. Some people might buckle. And I don't feel like Braun has had any issues. He was great in this moment. You know, they came out and had to mess with Pierce and look at that picture. He looks pretty goddamn good with the belt. I'm not gonna lie, he held his own in this moment.
He did this though. We were talking about how they were going to do this,
right?
And we mentioned a tournament. We didn't mention Battle Royale, but that was I like that. I like the Battle Royale idea personally.
Well, and because what is it? Saturday night's main event it's November 1st, right?
Next Saturday.
Yeah. So a tournament is one thing. Like they're smarter this way because then it ends, and by the end of the show, you know who are the two people in the match, so you can build with that next week. You don't have to.
And we were right.
Yeah.
We were right. We were right with the 1 point. Give CM Punk a bye. We called that.
Yes. They just did a little bit differently, but you were absolutely right. And it was just like you said, he didn't have to get a first round bye. It was a bye. Everybody else is fighting to face him because he earned it. And it did work out. And it was kind of cool. What was that?
That's what I was really hoping for.
Yeah.
They wouldn't throw him into this mix and screw him.
Yeah. And it made and with where he is with the fans, it just makes perfect sense. Now, what I was surprised by was that I didn't think Bronson Reed was going to be allowed into the Battle Royal, but I definitely thought Breaker was going to be.
No, I didn't. I was hoping. I thought immediately there's no way these guys can be in this thing.
Yeah, no, and it was great, and you're right, and that. I've been watching AEW too much recently of it, where they just rush things and ruin things. Where this was perfect, like it was, and they were able to keep, have backstage segments about it where they almost kind of fought with Heyman. Like it was perfect.
If you had Braun in the Battle Royal, he'd have to win it,
right? Unless something happened where he was gonna go off on a tangent there. But
they couldn't get it. They couldn't get into all that. Yeah, I get you, but they just didn't have the time.
Yeah, no, it made perfect sense the way they did it. I loved it. I really, really did. I thought it was
it worked for me. No problems. I just didn't like the winner. I didn't like the winner of the Battle Royal, but whatever.
I'm interested by that, and we'll get to that as we go along, because there's parts of that do intrigue me, but I also understand why it's not to others. But I also was cool about this where they didn't make Pierce look stupid. That's what I was trying to. I'm like, there was another point I wanted to make. That was it, because they really. And under Vince, a lot of times they would make the GM just kind of look like an idiot. And that's what, but Pierce stood his ground and was able to get the belt back and not put them in the Battle Royal. So that was, I like that. I thought that was good.
I saw Pierce on my Twitter earlier before Raw went on. Did he stay on the in the Twitter announcement that the Bronze weren't going to be in the Battle Royal?
I would assume so. I didn't see that, but I mean,
because
they seem to know it.
I don't remember.
You're right, because they seem to know it or not be surprised by it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he may have said it during.
Yeah, and I don't see. I don't watch.
Maybe.
You know what? I should set him. I should put him on notifications because he does usually give some good stuff in those initial promos. I mean, he's great at this GM role. I know there's some people that don't used to give him shit or whatever reason, but I've always thought he was great. And because he's a former wrestler, he has that kind of cachet. And I still think Triple H is going to have him and Aldis fight sometime. But
yeah, you got that clock's ticking, dude.
It's got to be at this year's WrestleMania. I feel like it's the answer, especially with next year being in Saudi. Like it's got to be this one, but we'll see. And then you had so then they go to the tag team title match of Team AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus the Judgment Day, which was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun match. Back and forth. I really think, you got 4 great workers in here. I mean, JD McDonough is probably the most underrated wrestler in the WWE. Yeah, I mean,
I was just going to give you, I got 3 words for you. JD McDonough.
I mean, he's great. Like, there's just, you're right. He's so good at this. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, you can see why. And we all know he's willing to risk his body and willing to do anything. So
they're not seeing any more of that. Thank you, but okay.
He's right. Yeah. But let's do a little less of that and more of just matches like this, where it's a great match. Everybody's excited, gets the crowd into it because you had the opening promo segment. The crowd was hot for it. Everybody pulled off pretty much all their moves. Finn did the sling blade and hit the coup de grace, and then Lee saves. Everybody's got their moves. Styles did the Styles Clash. I was surprised though that it ended with Dragon Lee and AJ Styles winning. Yeah, I did not see this coming. I really didn't. I thought it would continue the storyline. Maybe it would happen. I definitely thought they were going to lose the tag titles at some point, just because there's obvious dissension in the Judgment Day with the men at this point. But I just didn't think it would happen here. I would have thought earliest it would have been Saturday night's main event.
And not these two. A title change is fine, but these two was bizarre.
It is. It's bizarre for AJ. Like, I actually get it for Dragon Lee because you kind of need something with him. But I mean, I'm not exactly sure why AJ Styles is what won that one. But I mean, we'll see. Maybe it ends up with them dropping him at Saturday night's main event.
I don't know. It's like Judgment Day. I'm not sure. It's like with Seth Rollins getting hurt. They just said, screw it, and just changed everything. It's like, okay, we're just going to go bonkers here and just change it all up for you guys.
What was it, Vince, with the track? We got to shake things up a bit. Yeah, no, you're right. No, it was. So what's funny is I was watching this match, and then I went into the kitchen to start making dinner and like setting the stuff up because I thought we got to the point where I'm like, hey, it's a great match. They're starting to go home. Judgment Day will pull it off by cheating. And then the bell rings from I ran back, and luckily, thanks, shout out to Netflix. Very easy. Just hit the 10-second rewind 3 times, and I watched the end of it. I was surprised. It was a good match. I just was surprised by them winning.
Yeah, they have something. They have something going here.
I think so too. Especially, with your going into Saturday night's main event and then Survivor Series. I think there's definitely a lot on the table with it for it.
If you gotta break it down, I mean, Dragon Lee has been there. Nothing great, doing consistent work, looks fine. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he just teams with AJ Styles and they win. So something.
Yeah, well, I feel like he kind of got put into the LWO, and then either he got hurt or whatever happened, whether it just didn't work, just kind of
it's like
fizzled out. So yeah,
he's just there. He's there.
Yeah. And through no fault of his own, just whatever he's done has kind of fizzled out. So yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Like, what he's been there, and then like everything around him's kind of shat the bed, and he's like, well, all right, I'll go over here. And then they shat the bed. Motherfucker, I'll go over here. God damn it. And because he hasn't done bad work, it's not like he's like, because I saw some people trying to compare him a while ago to Sin Cara because he hasn't done as amazing as they've thought he could have. Like, Penta's been over a lot more than he has, but he has. It's not like he's been wrestling. It's not like he's been a botch fest, and it's not like he's like, dislocated his finger and tried to leave a match. Like, he's been fine. I think, yeah, great. He's been there. And we'll see what happens. I'm kind of excited to see where they go with this, but we'll see what happens. The next match was Rusev and Dom. I love this. I I don't know why, but I fucking love Dominic Mysterio, man. The kid just makes me smile to see how well he's taken to this now. Like, he's just the best little shit heel, but it's going to turn to a babyface sooner than later. I think with the Judgment Day, that's how that's going to happen. But this was a perfect match. Rusev beat the snot out of him for, if the match was 15 minutes, for, 11 and a half of it was Rusev beating the crap out of him. Like, he caught him at the 619. I mean, it was just fun. I loved it.
Or do they keep Dom a heel, make Finn
maybe
and,
you hear people cheering for Dom, like there's this kind of groundswell of people that, and I think it's less of like, oh, they're cheering for the heel, and more of like where I'm at, where it's like,
yeah, it's just,
look at this kid.
It's going, it's doing the Eddie Guerrero thing.
Yeah, where you just can't not love the little, because the whole lie, cheat, and steal thing was supposed to be a heel, and everybody friggin' loved it, and Dominic plays up to that. And so there's great parts to it, but then he still could be a heel, like got the hammer, and then Rusev took it away and the ref took it off so that Dominic could kick him in the nuts. Like, I mean, it's classic heel moves, and it's classic Eddie Guerrero, which is great for Dom. Like,
they're following the story.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where, he's gonna, if he does turn babyface at any point beyond this, it's because the fans, like, if the fans just all of a sudden started booing him every time he grabbed the mic,
it's not gonna be a scripted, like, a heel turn. Like, you're not gonna see it. Like, they're not gonna make it obvious. It's exactly like what happened. Like you said, Eddie Guerrero Part 2.
Exactly. And it's great. It's organic, and you can't deny it with the fans and it's great, and I love it. And I mean, come on, like, I forget exactly the time. What was it, like 2022 when he turned on Edge and Ray? But if you'd have shown me this picture then and told me what the second belt was, I admitted I wouldn't have known what the AAA belt was back then. Fine. But if you just show me this picture, my mind would have exploded. Like, there's no way I would have thought he would have been this over, a double champion, working like a stud. Like, that's the other thing too, is like, he takes his beating well. There's no like miss part in times. Like, there's no like weird, like, oh, they mistimed that one. He looked weird when he does it. Like, he takes his, I don't know. Like, the kids put in the work, and that's what I love. And then Penta was a part of it too. And I feel like this is going to lead to a triple threat match in San Diego or maybe in Saturday Night's Main Event on Saturday. I'm not sure, but clearly Dom has to be a major part of Survivor Series. It's in his hometown, for God's sake. He's thrown out the first pitch at Petco Park multiple times, and shout out to Dom. He made sure he got a Tony Gwynn jersey, who is one of my all-time favorite players in the history of baseball, and why I don't watch as much baseball anymore, because like the guy who wins MVP will strike out as many times as Tony Gwynn did in the 90s. So,
that's a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. I love Tony Gwynn, like he was, and so seeing how so I'm not sure what will happen. Like, I don't know if they have this. I would think this triple threat would be perfect at Survivor Series, because everyone's a star. Dom can win, look good, but
don't forget also you have 2 Saturday Night's Main Events back to back, like November 1st and December 13th.
Right, but and then Survivor Series is in between those, because Survivor Series is, I believe,
but it's unusual to see Saturday Night's Main Event.
No, I was shocked.
Back.
Yeah, no, that's why, like, for us, our last episode we did, episode 33, both of us were like, no, what's gonna happen, blah blah blah. And shout out to Mike Glass, he was like, yeah, there's a Saturday Night's Main Event on November 1st. Well, shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, because I was with you, where I thought, oh, well, there's one in December, there's not going to be one in November. But I mean, it also makes sense where they use them where they need them. It kind of works where there's one, not tomorrow, but the next Saturday on the 1st, and then you've got 4 weeks later, you've got Survivor Series on the 29th, and then 2 weeks later is that Saturday Night's Main Event, and then after that we're getting towards the Royal Rumble. So the next match, though, unless you have anything else you want to cover about this one.
No, we're all good here.
I think this one you got a little bit to say about.
Not as much as people are going to think.
I'm just kidding. No, like we said before, you've gotten a little hate for it, but you're just being honest, which, hey, I respect. I'm all for it.
It is not.
Hey, that's what this is. A safe space
anybody.
I said you got hate. I said you got hate. No, all you've ever done is give your honest opinions about stuff. And this match was the return match after the count out victory that Maxxine Dupri had against Becky Lynch. Was it last week? The week before? I think it was last week, whatever it was, to go for the women's intercontinental title. And, this match this had some good parts. It had some not as good parts.
Yeah, because, okay. I don't mind. I like the story they're telling. I love the fact that she's 2-0 officially against Becky. That's cool.
Right.
She got 2 wins. Granted, they're disqualification wins or whatever, but they're wins. So that's good.
Count out in DQ. Yeah.
The problem is, and it's not Maxine's fault. It's the fact that Vince loved her, obviously, the way she looks. She's a very attractive woman. Brought her right in. Doesn't know how to wrestle.
Right. No, yeah.
And if you look at the landscape of the women's wrestling in WWE right now, other than Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, all the women are 5'5" and less. And Maxxine is well over 5'5".
Right. That's
So she's out of her. Other than Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, she's the tallest person there. Maybe even taller than Rhea. I can't.
Raquel Rodriguez is tall.
Yeah,
well, yeah, I'm with you. I get you. I get you. 100%. Main event talent. I get you.
So her problem is what would have been nice is if after they decided to take the Maxxine Dupri gimmick off her with LA Knight, that if she would have went down to NXT and actually learned it a little more, that would have been cool.
And would it have been so bad for Tozawa and Otis to go down?
That's the other problem. That's my second.
You nailed that.
My second. Yeah,
you're damn right.
My second part of this is she's not associated with any main event talent. She's associated with Tozawa and Otis, who are comedy figures. So she's a comedy wrestler, even though she's not a comedy wrestler. That's how we perceive her, because she's with a comedy group.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with comedy, but if you're going to present me with somebody like that, I'm in my mind, I'm like, Tozawa and Otis, love her. I don't put her bigger.
Yeah, and it does seem like this is how she's gonna break out of that way of it. But you're right. No, and it would have probably worked out to just send. I mean, if you wanted to keep them together, send all 3 of them back down to NXT.
And they were down there. Tozawa was down there for a little bit, goofing around. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, and you nailed it too about Vince. And actually, shout out to This Is Awful. I was listening to their show last night when they were talking about how there is, like, you see randomly the people like, oh, Vince needs to come back. Triple H sucks. And they're like, and both Dis and Awful were like, no, remember what Vince did. And I pointed out the last thing that Vince gave to us in this wrestling world was LA Knight as Max Dupri, the Maximum Male Models, and her in this role brought up way too soon.
I thought the last thing he brought us was the egg.
Well, okay, I'm a creator.
I know. I'm just being a wise ass. Run with me.
Who wants the egg?
Where's my egg? Find my egg.
Wasn't that like a movie tie-in for a movie that did fuck all? Okay, I was right about that. I pointed that out.
Then he had the balls to say on national TV, "That's my $28 million egg."
Right? Or like it was the most fat. Well, I can never think it was the episode of The Simpsons with Bleeding Gums Murphy and his Fabergé egg habit smashing it. Yeah, no, just terrible. But like, you're right. You could see she's getting better, but like what do I always say about my favorite part of NXT is watching people get better on NXT. It's a little rougher on the main roster. Like with NXT, you're in the Performance Center, and she just didn't get as much NXT time, and that's, like you said, it's not her fault at all. And this match had some good moments. It did.
Plus, she's tall and lanky.
Yeah,
and in that division, it's obvious.
Yeah, you're right.
It's tougher. It's mentally tougher. It's visually tougher. It's just, I can't explain it exactly, but
no, you're right. You're right.
She's probably 5'9".
Yeah, I was like 5'8", 5'9" for sure.
Yeah, and the rest of the talent are all 5'5" or less.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
but I mean, there were definitely parts where she's getting better with it. You can see she's putting in the work. She's definitely trying, but it's going to take time. I mean, this is not an easy business to be a part of. And she's also working with Becky, who is an amazing talent that you can watch Becky like rolling and making the match work and be better with it. But hey,
you can only do so much.
Yep. And then, like you said, Becky hits her with the belt to get the DQ finish, which is good. I'm with you. I do enjoy the story part of it, but I was watching this match and there was a couple of times where I was just like, ooh, like, I'll say it, where I give NXT a pass on that because NXT is developmental. This is Raw in a major stadium, and like you've gotta, she's improving. I like her. I think I like her talent. I like her work ethic. I was gonna give the old, like, what was it, the Terry Runnels line? She's full of spunk, but I didn't want to.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. And
I don't mind her. Like I said before, I don't hate her. I don't mind. It's just she was put in a tough position.
Right. And like we said, she's improving and doing her best that she's doing beyond what I thought she would have with where she started, but
where Becky has decided to become a saint. So she's worked with Lyra Valkyria, and now Maxxine. So Becky's trying to put these people.
I give you that. No,
she's trying.
Becky, you're right. No, Becky is giving back to the business. Yeah, that's
100%.
And that's what the Intercontinental title is supposed to be. It's the workhorse title.
Let's give Becky credit, man. She is a great heel.
Yeah. No, we were talking about it.
She does posts on X that are great. She does all sorts of amazing.
Yeah, and this is, and again, back to where Vince messed up. He made her like the big time Bex, and like, yo, you want to be a heel? We're gonna make you this kind of heel. And it's like, no. There's elements of that, but not all of that. Like, this version of heel Becky is great. You mentioned how great it was. I forgot to grab pictures from her and Heyman backstage after this match, where Heyman's trying to explain himself.
I was hoping they would tie that. I was hoping they would tie up that loose end.
Yeah, no, and I like Becky just
they just shit on Seth Rollins, and that's her husband. I'm like, they got to tie up this loose end here to make me happy, and they tied them, so it was good.
That was good. No, it was good. And Heyman just humming, it's good, pulling the collar and all that, and she's just sitting there like, fuck you. And it was great too. She's like, and I thought it was good where she even put the line out, because a lot of people like, oh, they pulled the trigger too soon, blah blah blah, whatever. And she's like, I'm surprised it took you so long. I thought that was good. I thought it was done well. Now, another thing that I think hurt this match was that the next match was Stephanie versus Roxanne. And, they're both not tall, but they're both fantastic. I was going to say,
again, two women that are 5'4" or less.
Yeah.
And 5'4" is being very, they're both.
Well, no, Roxanne's like 5 foot 5'1". Stephanie's 5'3", 5'4". Yeah. But I mean, but look at the difference of it in the work ethic. I mean, the work rate, talent. These
makes sense. They're used to each other. If you watch a hockey fight, you see a guy 5'8" taking on a guy 6'4". The guy 6'4" kicks his ass.
The giant goo and just douche. I also purposely grabbed this picture for you because it had a leg slap. I thought that was the leg slaps. It's
a little better done than normally. That's good.
No. They're good with it. The WWE's less egregious, I guess, mostly, but no, there's still a lot of it. But this was good. Raquel got involved and kind of thwarted Stephanie where she could, but it was entertaining in the sense of it. Stephanie Becker is amazing. I've said from early on how great I thought she was. And again, the improvement, you could see the work she puts in, not only in the ring, but with her English. She does a lot of like charity stuff and working with that. I got nothing bad to say about it. There are no notes for Stephanie Becker.
I have one concern.
What's that?
They're overworking her a lot. Like, I'm in fear of her getting hurt more than anything else, because they got her every show. A AAA show, she's everywhere, which is great for her, but that's a bit much. Coming from a guy that used to watch wrestling every week, from the guys traveling around, but
I can tell you, well, they're doing a lot more now than they did with those for sure, especially when back then when they were house shows that weren't televised. Anything now is televised, but I mean,
she's on every show, which is good, but I'm just concerned. That's all.
I get you. No, that's a valid concern. And I feel like since she's gotten the women's title, it's been a little less, but yeah, I mean, I get you. But she it was a good win. She comes in, but then she starts getting beat down by the Judgment Day, and surprisingly enough, the one who called her Stephanie Vacay came out to help her. I mean, they say they're friends backstage. Sure. Yeah. I mean, they are really trying to keep Brie a babyface because of the nostalgia factor, but I don't know. the Bellas were always better heels. Like, it's hard for us to believe that she's back here for anything but the women's champion, right? I feel like it's gonna end with her turning.
Not on my bingo card was seeing her come out and save Stephanie.
Right? You hear the good luck. Wait, what was that? Like, I was surprised. I thought she was gonna get saved by somebody. I just would have. I just didn't. Right? Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, wait, what? I mean, and it was fine. It worked out. And I mean, they had their like moment backstage afterwards where, I feel like Stephanie's playing nice. Like she knows, Brie is a legend.
She is.
I mean, she is in her own right. Fine. It's just, and Stephanie Becker is obviously a hard worker, willing to do what she wants, or willing to do whatever they ask of her. I mean, but it was just odd. Yeah. It was fine. I didn't mind it. It was just odd.
Right when I saw this, my mind went to tag team match. Stephanie Becker and Bella against Judgement.
So, and I'm glad you said that because I forgot about that because when you said when this happened, I was thinking, is that going to happen Saturday or I would think Saturday because that seems more of a Saturday night's main event match versus
I would hope never
Survivor Series.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see Bella in the ring wrestling. I think she's good.
I agree with you, but they brought her back.
Yeah, I know. But they can bring her back. She can manage Stephanie Becker. I'd be okay with that. In a weird sort of way, it'd be an interesting dynamic. I would like that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think Brie wants to wrestle, but I agree with you. No, I agree with you. I think she wants to wrestle.
We'll see.
It's all I got. I got nothing. I wish I had more. I feel bad because. The Bellas are from my area. They're from Scottsdale, so that's a little But I mean, hey, it's Arizona. But yeah, it's weird. That's all I got.
WWE has to get younger, not older.
I agree. That is true. Which is one reason
no offense to your age, Brie, but no offense.
Yeah, no, I get you. I'm with you. And so then we had the main event was the men's battle royal, which you knew was going to take a while because this was going to be for who faces CM Punk on Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. It's Saturday night's main event. And I mean, they had stars in there. I mean, you got AJ Styles, Dom, Finn Balor, Penta, LA Knight,
Otis,
both Usos.
Otis, my man's in here.
Yeah, I like that. It was a good shot about Otis and Kofi Kingston, former champion. I mean, it was fun. There were some good moments in there. I mean, there was some good teamwork. There were also some good storylines moving on, like again with Dominic, Penta, Rusev. I really think that I don't know, is that going to happen Saturday's main event, or I feel like that should be the Survivor Series just for Dom's sake in his hometown, but I don't know, maybe not.
I really appreciated guys working double duty on this night.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I grabbed this shot because it had Finn and JD. Dragon Lee and Rusev all in it. Also, too, every time he gets on commentary, I forget how much I've always enjoyed Punk on commentary. He's always been great on commentary.
But it made sense to have him on commentary.
It did. No, it was perfect. It made perfect sense because they were gonna get to face him, and he's always great about like talking about wrestling history and when they call the not play-by-play guy the color man, it's so he's supposed to bring color to it. He's gonna the play-by-play is like drawing you the picture, and he's going to fill in the color, and he's great at it.
Obviously, they have confidence in them because normally what they'll do is they'll put the guy that's or the woman that's or the champion and sit him outside the ring to scout the match.
Right, and that's the difference.
They're not on commentary at all.
You're right. Usually that is the difference.
WWE does. So
you're right. There's the difference where they'll put they'll have the folding chair out if they're not so sure, but when you have people that are good at this, yeah, you put him on commentary. And it was this battle royal took a while as well. It should.
Hey, Jake.
Yeah.
Jake, do you think that when he's done with his career, he's going to go down to NXT or be a color commentator? CM Punk.
How about yes? He goes down to NXT and he's the color guy on NXT.
Do you want to waste him on NXT, or would you rather have him on the main
roster? I'm saying if he's at the Performance Center.
I'm asking for one career. Where do you think? That's what I'm at.
I think he has
career suits him best. Let's go with that.
So here's the thing. I think he could have the option. For everything I've seen, especially with the videos and stuff that he's done, he wants to train. He wants to help. He wants to be a part of that. So I would have said put him in the PC if he's already going to be there, commentary is just right there. It seems very easy to me, at least until Sean retires, then he takes over that position, because that seems like what he wants to do.
Yeah, it seems to be.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It'd be also one of those things too, where it's like, hey, if there isn't a better person to do color commentary, or at least somebody good enough, he's clearly able to do it. Like he's great at it. So
he like a natural, didn't he?
He did. And I remember it back in the day. What was it? I forget what year it was, but he got hurt and he wasn't able to wrestle for a while. And they put him on commentary for a good couple of months, and he was awesome at it. I forget what 11, 12, 13, I forget what it was. I'm
right
old and forget.
But also, awesome. Also AEW used him on color too.
Yep. And they should. He's great at it. Like, he's a good talker. He knows the history. Yeah, that's the other thing too, where that's why sometimes the AEW commentary bothers me, because Excalibur will talk about indie stuff that most people don't know, or shit that happened in Japan that most people don't know. Like CM Punk's gonna talk about like NWA stuff, WCW stuff, old WWF stuff, and it's very relevant. And then the match goes through it. 3 or 4 different times, Jimmy Uso either saves or helps out Jay. But Jay saw this moment of LA Knight and Jimmy fell over, and he pushed them both out. I like the idea of Jay possibly full on turning heel. Like, I know some people, like the fans, might get pissed about it, but it could work in some levels of it. I or at least teasing it. But Dom tries to come out and push Jay off and loses, and Jay wins the match.
I was surprised by this.
I was. And then you had these moments too where Jimmy's just like, what the man? How you gonna do that to me, bro? Like, I thought that was entertaining. I thought it was done well. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with this moving forward. You know, like what's gonna happen.
I don't know why I'm trying to think how to phrase my question. I don't know why they picked Jay again. We've seen that before. We've seen this.
Well, I mean, we haven't seen Jay versus Punk for the world title.
I don't want to see it. I think if I would have had a little more, I understand what they're doing, because they got everything got scrapped. I get that. So if you're gonna have a quick match turnaround, build Jay up a little bit, have Jimmy win this stupid thing, and then you got a quick match, and I can buy that. Let Jimmy take on CM Punk. That's fine. It's for Saturday night's main event. That works for me. And but build up the story of Jay turning. That would have been fine.
Right, but I think that's gonna be he's gonna turn because he's gonna lose.
Yeah,
I think that'll be the catalyst.
I don't like the choice. I didn't like it.
I get you.
Personally.
No, and I understand that. I do like it in the sense, because I do think I think that it'll, like, Punk will win, and it'll lead
Punk
to.
Should win.
Oh, he better win. There's no way he doesn't win, in my opinion, on this one. I don't think, unless Jay goes full on heel in that match to win, which actually I would like better, because I think it would work. I think Jay should. I mean, because here's
kiss
the thing,
all those sales goodbye, kiss the Yeet entrance goodbye. No more of that.
I think it's slowly gonna leave anyway. So
it is slowly leaving, but Mike, keep milk. This is TKO, dude. They're gonna keep milking as long as they can.
And that's why I think Punk's gonna win. I'm just saying what I would have liked better, but I don't have any TKO stock in my bank, so I don't get to. I don't have a knowledge of it. I'm just saying, like, I think it would be better for my entertainment for Jay to win, but that's not what TKO cares about, and Punk's gonna win. And then
that's where what I'm saying actually comes in a little bit, because if you're seeing the Yeet thing slowly fading, you start telling the story of Jay slowly turning heel. That way people aren't falling off the cliff.
And him losing tonight, or him losing it Saturday, pushes that towards it. That's where I think that's where it works. Is he's gonna lose and be mad about it, and we'll see where it goes.
I think the general WWE audience is having Jey Uso burnout right now, and he needs some time.
And I think he'll lose on Saturday night's main event and turn heel slowly, or maybe even not so slowly. I'm not sure.
Or shouldn't have won this at all, and then we could have just waited. That would have been fine.
Well, we can't do that now.
I'm sticking to my guns.
I understand that, but we've moved. But what should or shouldn't have happened has already happened. So I was surprised.
Again, I understand the fact that they were pressed into service here with the storytelling.
No, you're right. And I'm wondering what they would have done Like if Seth was healthy, probably just wouldn't have had a title match.
Wouldn't have been a battle royal at all. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Probably would have had a
be Seth
probably would have been
Punk.
like Cody and Drew. Yeah, no, you're right. Well, no, because Seth versus Punk's got to be. That's got to be.
They could have made that a trilogy. They could have made that a trilogy if they played their cards right.
That's a valid point. I just feel like that would have started at Survivor Series. Just for the start of it. But either way, I'm
because there's like if you have Seth versus Punk, you don't even have to have that on Saturday Night Live. You can Saturday Night Live. Damn it, I always do that, dude. I always do it. Saturday night's main event.
You haven't done it in a while, though. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
you were due.
I got better, but failed.
Great, yeah. No, so I get you.
If Seth doesn't get hurt, it would just be Seth at Punk at Survivor Series. There'd be no Saturday night's main event.
Right. Or exactly. There would have been they're right. And it would have made sense to, that would have made a lot of sense. And like you said, they could have done a trilogy and done another match, at one of the pay-per-views beforehand, and then at Mania do it. Because I did feel like that's what that was heading to get. The Mania match was Punk versus Seth 1-on-1. And that's why I thought that Braun would have taken on Roman. But clearly, hey, that was the old plan. We're moving to the new plan, which, hey, good for them. You got to be able to pivot. And that's where I feel like Triple H, some of his best work is being able to pivot or planting seeds that, hey, when we've got to grow this shit now, we're growing this shit now. So,
yeah, that's also where you get the benefit of the doubt from the people, though. Like me.
Yes.
I didn't like what I saw, but I understood why they had to do what they had to do because they had 12 hours, 24 hours to figure shit out. That's a lot. That's not much time in wrestling, folks. You know what I mean?
And never mind the fact that you're doing it on the other side of the planet. That probably doesn't help either. You're making these decisions in Australia. Not that it really matters, but it also does. Like, it's a little weird. And you went from what should have just been a nothing match of like, hey, champion versus champion. It's a big marquee match on the other side of the world, whatever. Oh shit, Seth busted his shoulder. Yeah, no, it's a lot.
Yeah, what you've done is you've taken one of your main events at Petco Field, Survivor Series. One of your main events is now gone. Oh shit, now what do we do?
Yeah. And what we hear, it's gonna be possibly like Seth's gonna be out for past Mania. So not only is what you had probably booked for Survivor Series gone, but also like, oh shit, that's the rest of this year, next year. Oh shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why you've always got to have a plan B through L. You gotta have backup plans.
People are decent enough to, to give you the benefit of the doubt when stuff like that happens. Now they realize Seth is actually really hurt and they were pinned to the wall, so to speak.
Yeah.
And they made it happen.
Yeah, no, it was funny. Who was it? Oh, it was the Cornette review. They happened to record like in between. Like they saw that Seth had gotten knocked out on Raw, but they hadn't seen that. They didn't know he was hurt. So like, why'd they do this? Blah blah blah. And then the next episode. So Seth was hurt. Did what they had to do. Makes sense. Like, yeah, it's the exact reaction that everybody else had.
Yeah, as long as you don't make something stupid happen, Make it logical to the people where they can understand what's going on. That's all you gotta do.
Right. Don't make us feel stupid. Don't
insult my intelligence. Don't. That's all I ask. Don't insult my intelligence. Make it.
Don't talk to me like I'm a kindergartner. Yeah. No.
100%. I can look at it and say, okay, that makes sense. That's all I ask.
And I'm also like, hey, I'm intrigued enough of like, let's see where you go with this. Now they can obviously shit the bed like we did with Cena's heel turn, or it could be amazing. So we'll see. I'm excited. I also feel like things are ramping up because we're getting closer to the Royal Rumble and Mania season, and we all know that's the best time we've got. So makes sense. It was a good Raw though, overall.